An engineer stood in front of the stone and admitted he didn't know how it was made. This is shocking. Come, let's go to Bolivia, South America to find out.
Our history and the universe connecting human future.
Puma Punku, the stones that shouldn't exist. An engineer once stood in front of a 2,000-year-old stone block, high in the mountains of Bolivia, and said something no engineer ever wants to admit. I don't know how this was made. Not, it's impossible. Not, aliens built it. Just, he didn't know. And decades later, nobody else fully knows either. Welcome to Puma Punku, the ancient ruin that keeps breaking the rules of what ancient people were supposed to be capable of. Puma Punku sits over 13,000 feet above sea level on the high, cold plains of Bolivia, next to a larger and more famous site called Tiwanaku. At first glance, it looks like ruins, scattered stone, broken blocks, the kind of thing you'd walk past in a museum courtyard without a second look. Then you get closer. The blocks at Puma Punku aren't just cut. They're cut with a level of precision that modern stonemasons still struggle to explain. Perfectly flat surfaces, corners at exact, repeated 90-degree angles, identical interlocking notches carved into multiple separate blocks, so precisely matched that they could be swapped between different stones and still fit together perfectly. This wasn't decoration. This was engineering. Precision engineering at a scale and consistency that modern architecture still respects. Done, according to most estimates, somewhere between 500 and 600 AD. Here's where it gets genuinely strange. The stone itself is andesite, one of the hardest stone materials on Earth, harder than most metal tools available at the time. Yet these blocks show cut lines so clean, so mathematically consistent, that some modern engineers have suggested the marks resemble machine tooling rather than hand carving. Nobody has found the tools that made these cuts. Nobody has found an unfinished block mid-process, showing the technique in progress. And nobody has fully replicated the exact method, using only the technology historians believe was available at the time. So what are the real explanations? Mainstream archaeologists point to sophisticated stone-cutting techniques using harder stone tools, copper chisels, abrasive sand, and enormous amounts of patient, skilled labor. Techniques that, while extraordinary, were within human capability, just executed at an extraordinary level of mastery we don't fully understand today. Fringe theories go further, suggesting lost, more advanced ancient technology, or even non-human involvement. Mainstream historians reject these claims, and there's no verified evidence supporting them. But the fact that serious researchers keep returning to Puma Punku generation after generation, still searching for a fully satisfying answer, that alone tells you something. This isn't a solved mystery being kept alive by conspiracy theorists. It's a genuinely unresolved question that legitimate archaeology hasn't closed the book on. And there's one more twist. The civilization believed to have built Tiwanaku and Puma Punku, often associated with the Tiwanaku culture, left no written language behind. No inscriptions explaining their methods. No records of who ordered this built or why. They vanished, believed to have collapsed around 1000 AD, likely due to a prolonged drought, leaving behind some of the most precisely engineered stonework in the ancient world with absolutely no explanation of how they did it. Today, you can walk through Puma Punku yourself, run your hand along a cut, so clean it feels machined. Stand in the thin mountain air, in near silence, surrounded by a puzzle that outdated empires, outlived entire civilizations, and still hasn't been solved. The engineer who said, "I don't know how this was made," wasn't being dramatic. He was being honest. And so far, no one has proven him wrong.
Our history and the universe connecting human future.